Navigate the gauntlet of uncertainty the world throws at your business with SAP. Whether it's a tropical storm hitting your warehouse or a short supply of those little plastic twist ties, SAP can help you tackle those unexpected crushing setbacks with its AI-powered capabilities. To pivot to new suppliers, automate paperwork, and source the twist ties you need at the price you want, so your business can stay unstoppable. Learn more at sap.com/uncertainty.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan. $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Ryan Leary, William Tincup here with the BARF. This is the look at the week that was, so you can be prepared for the week that is. Mr. William, it is frigid here in Philadelphia. How are you?
It is not frigid here in Texas. So I am doing well, and I'm looking forward to this BARF because I think we have some really, really cool stories.
We've got a lot. There's no doubt about it. So we're post-Thanksgiving.
Yep.
We are back at it, and so we're going to kind of mesh 2 weeks into one and make everybody smarter. So let's do it. You ready?
That's the hope. Yes.
That's the hope. Well,
That's
it could
the
make them stupider. Right?
It's dumber, but yes.
Yeah. Not the goal. Probably going to happen. All right. Let's start off with Ohio State.
Is stupider a word?
No, it's not.
Okay. I just wanted to.
It's because why I said it.
I was questioning myself, actually.
No.
I wasn't questioning you. I'm like,
I mean, it could be a word. I mean, it makes sense to be a word, but I don't think it is.
Let's make it a word. Go ahead.
We'll make you stupider. Okay. Ohio State revert. We talked about the overtime wages, right? A couple of times now, where the threshold was being increased, so on and so forth. Well, thank you to the judge out in Texas. We talked about this a few weeks back. They reversed that. And now Ohio State is reversing the raises after the overtime rule was overturned. Now, here's the deal with this. They're not just saying, "Oh, we're not going to do it." 306 employees over the last 2 months have received overtime wages because now they meet the threshold. That's $2 million in raises. We'll call it raises. That's how they refer to it.
I'm down with that.
$2 million over 2 months for 306 people. Ohio State is getting rid of that. They're reversing that. They're not taking their money back. They're keeping the money, but starting in January 2025, they no longer are eligible for the overtime that they received. And so I'm not sure how I feel about this, man.
No, it's horrible.
Yeah.
First of all, for the audience, it's the Ohio State University. So when Ryan says Ohio State, he's not saying the state of Ohio.
The
Ohio State. Their football program brings in hundreds of millions of dollars
a week.
So what? You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
And it costs money. I get that. I do understand that. However, dude, seriously, $2 million? That's a rounding error.
306 employees losing overtime, and maybe it'll go back. Now, I don't think the university should be held accountable to pay overtime because of this.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But that's just a shitty situation. It sucks. It's in the news, and I think this is going to happen, moving forward.
Yeah. New post-January, whatever, 21st or whenever they inaugurate, there's going to be a lot of that. All right, Ryan, let me throw this one past you. 7% of hybrid employees feel less trusted, according to International Workplace Group survey. So this is on benefitspro.com, so you can take that out or take a look at that. So this breaks my heart. I think the number is right, and it kills me because we all went through the pandemic together. I'm worried, as I've said to you a couple times, I worry that we're creating a caste system, whereas 9-to-5ers kind of get full benefits, kind of get 100%.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Flex, they're not quite treated as like 9 to 5ers, and so they get maybe 80%, and remote workers, they're about half, so they get about 50%. That's rights, it's privileges, promotions, it's, the whole bit. And for the audience, when the Constitution was written, one of the things that they had the North and Southern states had to agree upon was African American. They didn't call them African American, blacks, being whole human beings and being able to vote as whole human beings, which would give the South at that time, which would give the South a majority of voting. So the South would just be able to vote on whatever the hell they wanted to, because they would actually empower. At that time, they would have empowered blacks to vote and then manipulated them to vote for whatever they care about. So they throw in 3/5, and that didn't stop. Hell, some people don't think it stopped at now, but that didn't really stop until Jim Crow. Jim Crow, that was early this last century, like less than 100 years ago. So history repeats itself, whether or not we like it or not. To me, this is what this looks like, is that we will, whether or not they'll say it or write it in policy, but I think the treatment, and that's why this number stuck out to me, is because they feel less trusted.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see more of that type of behavior, like those types of stats from those types of classes of employees. I hope I'm wrong. I do. I actually hope I'm wrong on this one. But I don't think I am. So, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Target was ruled that it must face shareholder lawsuit over their pride backlash. So if you remember, some time ago, they had a whole line of merchandise, and they faced a lot of backlash from customers in certain areas. And so a Florida judge ruled that Target must face a lawsuit from shareholders who allege the company misled them about the risk tied to the LGBTQ plus Pride Month merchandise that it had throughout its stores. And so I haven't even thought about this myself. I look at it as it's merchandise, as the company selling merchandise. Anyhow, the shareholders are arguing that Target's management didn't properly consider the possible negative reactions from customers to its support of diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. So it's interesting to me, right? And I think this ties into what we're seeing, obviously, with these programs at organizations now being removed or reworked in a way, what they feel fits them better. But you and I talked about this. I think it was with Tractor Supply, where it was, well, their particular customer base is they're very pointed. They know exactly what they want from a very specific area.
The difference between these two is stark, though, Ryan. Harley Davidson, we go on with all the folks that have ripped out DEI. Target's job, and all these folks, Harley's job and Tractor Supply's job is to move product. That's correct. The only reason that they're in business.
That's why they're in business.
Is to move product. So really what this comes down to was, I actually saw the section. I didn't take a picture of it, but I went to Target. I actually saw the section. It was merchandised really well.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really, really well. So the question is, did the product move? If the product moved, shut the fuck up.
Well,
if the product didn't move and you lost customers because of that product, fair enough. But this is just share at its worst. Because
because the stock took a hit. They lost money.
That's right.
Because of this particular event, right?
That's right.
Anyhow, I just think it's interesting. It's all kind of tied together for me.
It is. But see, Tractor Supply and Harley, they didn't put out rainbow, like Harley didn't have rainbow motorcycle. That was corporate initiatives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, this is I'm looking at it as it's the same type of thing, right? Like it's just
people that hate
DEI
DEI
initiatives across
hate
the board.
DEI. Right.
They hate it. There you go.
Hate. It's in your heart. All right. Let me throw this one past you. Vast majority, 91% of U.S. workers said they remain productive during the holiday season, with 61% saying their productivity surges at the end of the year, according to a straw poll by our friends at Monday.com. And it's a Google Doc, so you just have to reach out to me to get to it. And it was just kind of a straw poll. It had like 3 or 4 questions. It was kind of a funny bit. I think the numbers are right for this year. And I think that this is kind of according to the times. It's hard out there. Work still has to be done. Holidays, vacations, time away from work. I think now, at this moment, are seen as luxuries, which is counter to all the hoopla about employee wellness. So here we have everyone talking about employee wellness, well-being, mental health, here and that. And then you have employees working their asses off during the holidays. These two things can't coexist.
Yeah, why? When we see that, because it's just a slowdown period for most companies, depending on what you're working in, and they look at it as a time. Hey, I can catch up. I can clean my inbox. I can catch up on specific projects.
But
so,
should they? Just because you can, should you?
No, definitely not. You shouldn't. And well, at least I don't believe you should.
Right. Yeah, I got it.
But I think.
Are you more productive at this time? I mean, let's just deal with this year. I mean, let's.
I am. I'm more productive, I think, and I think there's probably a couple of reasons why. One is.
What if I told you that your boss skydives, Tim in marketing is a magician, and Sam in accounting does sums in his head while standing on his hands? Seeing sides of the people you work with but never see, sides that inform and inspire their work and that can inspire yours, is what The Talent Show is all about. Email me, Tom Alexander, host of The Talent Show, at talentshow@backboneinc.com, and show us what you got. I look forward to seeing you on The Talent Show.
You're coming off of Thanksgiving. You're in between Christmas and New Year's or whatever holidays you celebrate, right? So that particular part of the year slow, right? So you're able to focus, you're able to build and clean out and do whatever you need to do. Now, on top of that, the world has been built on New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
So January 1st is coming.
Believe in, by the way.
What's that?
I don't believe in new resolutions.
But the world has been built on that, right? Like it's a big thing, right? And so, you know what? In 25, I'm going to do this, and so in order to do this, I got to do this. That makes sense. Monday's putting it out for obvious reasons.
It does,
right?
But
it's
they can actually
see,
see the analytics of productivity.
Yeah. So anywho,
that's a trip. All right, brother.
All right, Apple faces another lawsuit from an employee alleging privacy violations. We've talked about this a number of times with different things, but essentially they're saying that the Apple is invading the workers' privacy by requiring them to install software on personal devices used for work. So not just corporate devices, but personal devices. So if you're using your personal device for work-related things, they want you to have this software on there. So it grants them access to all of your personal data.
Yep.
And the
Search
other part
history,
of that lawsuit,
the whole bit. Yep.
Yeah, and the other part of that lawsuit is that it forbids them in their employment contract to talk about workplace conditions and pay and salary, which in California 100% is against the law. They can't do that. And secondly, it's not a federal law, but in most other states, it happens that way as well, where it's okay to talk. The employer cannot tell you not to. And so,
well, even if they do, it just forces you to talk about it.
So right, exactly. There you go. Yeah. So it's there you go.
My bet is, because I read the same story, it's what is your definition of surveillance versus your definition of data-driven decision-making?
Mm-hmm.
We're in a privacy war. We don't even know it. We've been in a privacy war for quite a while. And it comes down to how badly do you want your privacy? So Apple has kind of said, this is how I would love to have a Samsung phone if I worked for Apple, just because I think it'd be funny. But it kind of comes down to, if you want to work at Apple, then you have to play by their rules. Meaning you subscribe to the theory, hey, listen, they're getting this data for good reasons with good intent to help them make good decisions. Okay,
I think it's the opposite way. I think they're surveilling to make sure they're not stealing things. I'm complete opposite on this one. Yeah, no, I 100%. What data are they collecting on me in the office? What, like how many fucking steps I take? Come on.
dude, there's all kinds of cool stuff that they could be looking at.
Then they need to disclose 100% of what they're looking at.
But you know what I'm saying? There's employee listening tools out there that do just this. They look at your email, they look at your text, they look at this stuff.
But they're
then
employee listening tools. It's not Apple saying,
well, this is a listing.
Yeah.
This is not a listening tool. This is a listening program. I mean, again, it's privacy. It comes down to kind of what you think of privacy. And if you think the company has your best interest in their hearts, then it's like, cool.
Yeah.
If you don't,
on a corporate device, I'm okay with that. But also on a corporate device,
personal,
you're able to use it for personal reasons.
Right.
But you're on a corporate device. You can't take my phone and say, well, because you walked in my building.
Evidently you can at Apple.
Well, yeah. No.
And this is your story.
Okay. So this past week, you've probably seen it as well. United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was fatally shot outside of a Manhattan hotel. Kind of a downer of a story, but I wanted to throw it in there, not necessarily to break it down and talk about it, but it's kind of, for me, it was a somber reminder of how we overlook that, how high profile leaders can become targets in a polarized environment, whether it's elections, whether it's high profile CEOs, as in this case, right, where they're making decisions that affect real people in real lives. And sometimes people get to the breaking point, and they can't handle that, right? We've seen this a lot on Law and Order has tons of this type of crap.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just a sad situation.
Do you think this was, and do you believe, when you first read this, do you believe this is about compensation? That the compensation is 341% higher than the average comp per employee?
No.
So you don't believe in that?
No, because I'm on the other end of that argument of...
Okay, moving on. Do you believe it's about insurance costs rising? Or not having access to insurance, or...
Well, I think so. Going on that path, I think there's a long list of things that add up to that. I don't know that affected this specific situation, but I think people are fed up with healthcare just over the years of it being healthcare, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it didn't shock me when I heard that story.
Yeah.
Well, didn't just shrug my shoulders at it, though.
You can't coach crazy. So first of all, if someone's going to kill someone, they're going to justify it, rationalize it in whatever crazy ass fucking way that they're going to do that. That's just
what it is.
That just is what it. Go back to Cain and Abel. Great. People will justify these things, but I would love to know the reason why, which of course we'll never know the reason why. But I would love to actually have some insight into, if this person had a manifesto and said, listen, I'm tired of insurance going up 13% every year or whatever the bid is.
Well, I think they detailed what he was. It was like a coverage thing. I don't know, something. But either way,
right?
Just a.
There's no justification for murder.
No.
You want to throw eggs at the guy?
Throw eggs.
Throw eggs. Yeah. You know what? That washes off. All right, let me throw this one. In somewhat related news, hospitals are hiring nurse practitioners who are easy to train and cost less to employ than physicians to fill labor gaps. This approach, obviously, could pose safety risks for patients. This was on Bloomberg.com, so you go take a look at that. So first things first, I'm happy for my friends that are nurse practitioners, but equally, I'm sad for our health and well-being as physicians have more time in the trenches and should be better than nurse practitioners. And I guess we'll find out over time how this plays out. But this is happening. Whether or not we like it or not, there's just not enough practitioners. There's more nurse practitioners. They're going to train them up. So when we go to the doctor, our families go to the doctor, we should expect not to see a physician.
I don't think we always need to see a physician.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So I think there's time and place, right? It's kind of like urgent care. When urgent care became a thing, it's like, oh, well, now you're trying to push us away from the hospital. Well, yeah. Let's not overcrowd the ER for minor things. And it's working
100%.
out pretty well.
Let me ask you a probative question. It says it's easier to train. Check, got that. Cost less. Do you believe, and that's true, right? So do you believe that cost savings will be extended to the consumer?
No. Well,
you used to be an optimist. What happened to you?
I hang out with you too much.
Fair statement. I could drag you to the darkness.
That's how it happens. All right. Our friends over at Daxter introduced a new solution, Daxter Engage, which
cool.
I'm loving. I like this play, from how it got started to where it is now. But I haven't been to their site in a while, so I went to their site, and we love the people there. I love what Daxter does, and just kind of want to get your thought here. So, is Daxter all things to all things, right? And I don't mean that in a disparaging way, but are they all things to all things? So here's a list of products: Daxter Search Nexus, Daxter Capture, Daxter Magnet, Daxter Styler, Daxter Parser, Daxter Apply and Match, Daxter.
You should probably get rid of all the Daxters and just call
developer
them
components
product names, but go ahead.
Now Daxter Engage, right? So story, Daxter Engage, right? So this is a communications play, right? This streamlines communications, multi-channel, not omni-channel, multi-channel across things like SMS, voice, video calls, etc. They integrate into all the ATSs, CRMs, HRS platforms. But yeah, that's what stuck out to me as I'm looking at the products. Like, that's a lot of products. How do people know what they do and when to engage?
Well, it's a land and expand. Daxter is known for being a parser.
Right.
So that's where you start. But I mean, they're one of the best, if not the best in the world at that business. And so you start with that product and then you move to the other products that make sense for the customers. And
they've got a winning team there as well.
Yeah, Terry Baker. It's like Doug Burke. Don't bet against him.
Yeah,
he'll make it work one way or another. Who's brought in by private equity? It's going to work, but it's going to be based on the customers. Each customer is going to want something a little bit different. I doubt that a customer will buy all of those products.
Right. Well, they probably wouldn't need to.
Exactly. They probably wouldn't need to.
Yeah, and we just spoke with Doug Burke, doing exciting things, so we'll have to talk about him next week. So
that's right. That's right. Ryan, the Trump administration has plans to limit the National Labor Relations Board, what we commonly refer to as NLRB, and its ability to protect unions. More than 24 corporations are pursuing legal action against the agency that protects labor organizing as Trump weighs challenging its legal structure. This is the important part. Firing Democratic board members. So this is one of those bits. So this is on WashingtonPost.com. You can read more about it. So the NLRB flows with the political winds.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always been that way.
Always that way, yep.
This is different. This is actually taking it a step further. Because it's usually 9 and there's 5 and 4. And so if it's a Republican, then you have 5 and you have 4 Democrats. And so it's kind of balanced-ish. This is not that.
a dismantling of the system.
This is dismantling. This is, yes, there will be an NLRB. It'll be a shell of its formal self.
Yeah. It'll be a storefront in the strip mall that you walk by.
100%. Y'all sell phones? No shit. But
you have
you
the
and
one
I
that flips. Can I touch the screen?
What was that one that did flip and it had the little cord that popped
That was the
it was a fancy phone,
was
like
it
Star.
Nokia?
Yeah, it was like Star Trek.
Yeah.
So you and I I went back and looked at it. You and I have talked about unionization 14 times.
Yeah, I would say about a dozen. Yeah, 14.
14 times since we started the BARF. And and again, the times in different ways and all that other stuff. I think we're going to be talking about unionization a lot next year, but it's going to be in the form of dismantling.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting,
dude. When I read,
I don't think unions will ever be dismantled.
No. You're just going to make it harder for them to unionize. So, like the folks that are already
after the 4 years, it'll come back.
Well, yes, one would assume.
Yeah.
But dude, I've never seen something so outrageous as firing Democratic board members.
Yeah.
Like since the NLRB has been around, it's been politicized, like a lot of the things are, FCC, etc., EEOC. They're all politicized. But I've never seen those people, we're just going to fire them. We care less.
It's supposed to be for the people. Let it be for the people.
And we're going to put 9 people on here that want to dismantle unions. Okay.
Yeah. Checks and balances.
Yeah.
Bad shit ain't going to happen.
No.
You ready to talk some acquisitions?
I am.
All right. I'm going to mispronounce this. I'm going to say Zuve. It might be Vuve. I don't know.
Do you?
Zuve, Zvoove, acquires Netherlands-based recruitment marketing firm Online Results. So Zuve is a European company that develops and sells software into the staffing agencies.
Cool.
And this is a company that's been built through, so they've got several companies, Landwehr, it's WEHR, Landwehr, RHB, ProSoft, and Back Office. They're building the system, and they have offerings like payroll, salary, financial accounting, things like that. And so this is the type of company it is, and they just made their next acquisition.
Good pickup.
Congrats to them.
I think that's pronounced Landwehr HR. But
welcome to Sephora. I'm looking for a perfume that's not too perfumey. I got you.
Serum moisturizer or moisturizer serum.
Let's get into layering.
My concealer is making me look worse.
Sounds like the wrong shade. Let's get you matched.
There's only one store that really gets what you're going for. Get beauty from people who get beauty. Only at Sephora.
Hi, let's get you a basket.
Wish you could become a morning person? You know the type, up before the sun, early morning runs, first one to the office with donuts and a smile. How do they do it? Easy. With the new Galaxy Watch 8, sleep tracking and personalized insights from Samsung Health help you improve so you can wake up to a whole new you. One who, dare I say it, skips the snooze? It's possible. Train your sleep with Galaxy Watch 8. Learn more at Samsung.com. Requires compatible Samsung Galaxy phone, Samsung Health app, and Samsung account.
That is awful. You are probably very correct.
Dude, there's 3 words. And we HR.
Yeah. How do we get to the next topic here? That's pretty fun.
Isn't that funny?
That's amazing.
Accenture acquired Award Solutions, a provider of training and consulting services in the advanced wireless technologies, 5G, Internet of Things, cloud-based solutions. All right. Terms weren't disclosed as they normally are. This is on Accenture.com in their press room, so you can find it there. So this is a win for skills-based training, because that's actually what Award Solutions is known for is training. And so this is actually an acquisition for Accenture, because they could, obviously they could build or buy that skills-based training for that particular segment of the market, or they could buy it, and they decided to buy it. So I think it's good for their customers and it's good for everybody involved.
Yeah,
So
good for them.
congrats, skills based.
There you go. All right, ProProfs acquires People Goal, which is a performance management software company. So this is about leveling up for me. This is going to add tools like automated performance reviews, 360 feedback, et cetera, et cetera. So this is really about helping their customers really focus on engagement and building high performance teams. And we talk about engagement all the time. So I've been tracking tools with engagement and benefits and things like that. And I think this is a good play, especially for customers that are struggling in this area to get people to engage and take part in what they're doing.
Yeah, I love it. And you can see obviously the future of all of that stuff is AI driven, right? So less of me sitting down with you and talking about performance and more about kind of an ongoing conversation with AI about performance.
Yeah, I think it's time. It's probably time to move on. I know that's not very popular right now. I think there's a time and place for a human in that process, and I think that's during the 365 days I'm fucking working with you.
Yeah,
right.
Turns out.
Let all that work we're doing be assessed and there, because I mean, look here. My gripe with performance reviews has always been, you have an opinion of me.
Yes.
Regardless, I can be a stud performer. You have an opinion of me. So my performance is fantastic, but you have to be completely unbiased in that performance review of me. And you're not, because yeah. So
I'm a human being. Of course I'm not being biased. And I'm also thinking about how much it's going to cost me. Because finance is giving me a number, or HR is giving me a number, and you're 1 to 3%. And so I'm thinking about that too, as well as my biases.
Yeah. Hey, look, I only have $300K to work with in raises for my department.
Right.
How do I structure this? Right.
That's right.
It really shouldn't be your decision. I believe that. I don't think it should be your decision as a human. It should be, what have I done over the course of the year?
I don't disagree.
What does the computer tell me? Right. What does the system tell us? And our feedback comes day in and day out as we're working together.
I hope AI actually fixes that. To what you're saying, I actually hope that happens.
So, there you go. Give me the credit.
Adzuna, the global job search engine, today announced the acquisition of Seiza. That is SEIZA, a market leader in social media recruitment advertising. So Seiza.co. If you want to go there and read more about them and the acquisition, please do. It's a complementary acquisition for Adzuna, and it's a solid acquisition in the sense of it's going to help Adzuma's customers do what they do already with them, but also be able to do social media recruitment advertising. So, that's a win-win.
Win-win.
So customers win.
There you go. All right, final one we have on acquisition. Beamery. Not acquisition. I'll just start by that, right?
Yeah.
Beamery completes Workday certified integration for Workday Skills Cloud. So I put this in here because my spidey sense says I'm smelling a future acquisition here. They've done a ton of work in Workday. Workday has a history of acquiring companies, obviously, that align with its strategic goals, a la HiredScore and Evisort this year alone. And so I feel like Beamery is in that space now where they're taking that step, building specifically into Workday, and that's what they're banking on there.
Yeah.
Could be very wrong.
No. I don't think you're wrong. Workday put, I want to say 5 million, but we'll have some fact checking.
Yeah, I think it was 5. Yeah.
Early on. So they're on their cap table early on. And again, it lays on top of CRM. I like Beamery in the sense of they've built their own large language model. It's about 4 years old, so it's got great data.
Yeah.
So it's good. I think it's good for Workday's customers, and in the sense of their recruiting, their hiring managers, their candidates, all of that stuff. So I think it's good. I hope they acquire them.
Yeah.
Not just for the exit of Beamery.
Yeah, they've been at the business long enough. They've done a good job.
Which I believe Beamery has a new CMO.
They do. They just, I believe it was this week or the week before or something like
Yeah,
that.
right. So, anyhow, congratulations to them.
Yeah, good job, guys.
All right, Ryan, we are on the R of the BARF, research. Let me run this one past you. 50% U.S. employees are thriving in their overall lives, according to Gallup's latest updated workplace well-being indicator. This is a record low since Gallup began measuring workers' well-being in 2009. Gallup.com is the source, so you can go there.
I don't know about you, but I don't know very many people that are hopeful about the world of work. And I'd like to change that. My name is Marcus Mossberger, and I started the Hope at Work podcast, where you'll find two things. Number one, really interesting guests. And number two, innovative ideas about the future of work. Check it out.
Half, 50%. Whenever I say half, I think of Eddie Murphy. Half, Eddie, I want half. So it's a huge number, actually.
That is.
That thinks that they're thriving, right?
Yeah. Well, let's put that into fifth grade perspective.
Mm-hmm.
For every 2 employees,
yep,
1 of them.
That's right.
Not good.
So the graphics on this are absolutely cool. So go and look at it, because then they have, out of 100%, 50% we already talked about, 45% are struggling, and 5% is suffering.
How do they define struggling?
It's in the report. It's in the report. The delineation between thriving, struggling, and suffering is well documented.
I think those numbers for me.
Terrifying.
I mean, not that I'm any fucking expert here, but I think suffering is more. I don't think people want to admit that they're suffering.
I can see that. That tracks.
I think that can come up a little bit. And the people that are struggling, I don't think they're hiding that they're suffering. I think they're trying to be positive.
So what's in between thriving and struggling?
Getting by.
Right. Just,
Yeah.
Meh.
You can probably add another, you can probably say like 25% getting by,
right.
30%, 20% struggling, and the remainder,
But to Gallup's credit, those definitions are well structured. Thriving, struggling, and suffering, those are well structured. So go take a look at the graphics, because it is, well, I think 50%, as you said, 1 of 2. The other 50%, they're not just not thriving.
Yeah. And
they're in the deep end of the pool, man.
Yeah, and I'll clarify my illustration of fifth grade, because if you say 10,000 employees,
right,
5,000, okay, but if you say 2, 1,
yeah,
that's
that's
wrong.
A different bit.
It's a different bit. Yeah, no, it is. It's pretty significant.
Line 10 people up against the wall. 5 of them are thriving. Cool. Y'all go to the left. Go get you some Cokes. 4 of them are struggling.
Yeah.
And okay, y'all need a break. And then 5 of those employees are, 1 of those employees.
Your math, that was
suffering.
Yeah.
And so like that's
a lot. Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
All right.
Well, yeah.
We've got the State of High Volume Hiring 2025 Benchmarks Report, launched by our friends over at Phenom. So this report, which we'll have a link somewhere, I'm sure, for all these, the report looks at 101 companies on their maturity and use of AI and automation to hire frontline, hourly, seasonal, and high turnover roles across a number of verticals. So retail, hospitality, travel, healthcare, pharma, manufacturing, transportation, distribution. That's a really interesting report. But here's some numbers I'll throw at you.
All right,
65% of companies have high volume hiring needs. 45%, this is from the report, obviously, or only 45% of the organizations find that their current high volume hiring is effective. 94% of recruiters see high volume hiring software as essential. So
yeah, got to have the tools. I mean,
gotta,
how else?
yeah, you
How else
gotta
are you going
have
to get
the
those
tools.
tools if you don't have the tools?
Yeah, you gotta have the tools to get it done. Now, obviously, it's from Phenom, right? So you need high volume. Okay, get it. But what are the high volume hiring tools? It's not just job boards, it's not just career sites, it's not just text messaging.
It better be mobile friendly. That's
yeah.
going after that talent.
Yeah, I think this needs a lot more digging and conversation there. But I think in 25 I think we've talked about it, with the trades are coming back, a lot of frontline is coming back hasn't gone away. It's increasing. It's increasingly becoming more.
I can't wait to see home building on the rise. We have such an inventory crush here in the Metroplex, and it's just like which will affect house price. But there's so much inventory that's needed.
Yeah.
And, like there's a development on the way to Oak Ridge, on the way to Van School. There's a development that started pre-COVID. So late 19 started, and they haven't developed the houses because of the cost going through the roof.
We have a couple of individual houses that were being built. I'm sure they're done by developers. But yeah, they have the outside sheathing on, and it's been that way for years. And nice houses, like really nice, and they just can't afford to do it.
Cost of materials, cost of labor. I can't wait to see those metrics go up.
Yeah,
like to actually see more home building. I just can't wait to see that, because then you know that things are getting back to a more of a normal state.
Yeah. All right.
Ryan, DEI is becoming less popular with U.S. workers. This is actually interesting. Amid growing anti-DEI efforts, a new Pew Research Center survey indicates that employees also feel less positivity about diversity efforts at work. Now, Pew Research is relatively conservative, so let's just put that in the background. This is on fastcompany.com. Take a look at that. I think this is our new normal. I think so much of right now is just about survival. And I could be wrong at this. I'm probably wrong at this. But I care, this is me speaking, I care about others thriving and getting chances, but I care more about my own situation, which is, that's not the way to live. I get it. However, I think that's why I think that the sentiment is going down, is people are they're retrenching, and they're going back and saying, yeah, you know what? I care about all of the people that are marginalized. Check. I got it. But right now I'm just trying to stay afloat. And so I think that's, I hope I'm wrong. And so in that line of thought, if I'm tracking, if I have that right, I think that people are thinking of DEI programs as luxuries, not necessities. And much of what we heard through the pandemic was that we have to do this. It is morally correct, it is ethically correct. It is just a good thing to do for the business, everything. All the reasons we're in the direction of, yes, you should do this. And now that we're here, I think what people are saying is more, great. All that stuff, cool. Keep doing it. But I still want my job. I care more about me than I care about that. Now, does that track? I mean, am I way off?
No. I think people have to survive, right? And so it's kind of like, I dropped a candy wrapper on the ground. I didn't pick it up. Okay, there's got to be 14 trillion other candy wrappers that need to fall in order to have an effect. Or are 14 trillion people picking up their candy wrapper? No.
Have I ever told you my bit on littering?
No, but I'm guessing you're going to tell me now.
I'm pro littering because I believe it creates employment. So someone's got to pick that shit up.
God.
So I am a serial litterer in the sense of like, you know what? That's what we have jails for. We got people that are going to go out and clean up trash.
Wow.
So
Okay.
some of that I say in jest. Some of it I don't. Like, I'll throw shit out the window. Like, all right, and
Man.
no, because you know what? Someone's got to pick that shit up. And it could be a nonprofit. It could be scouts. It could be the Girl Scouts. It could be anybody. It could be prison workers or prisoners, etc. I don't give a shit.
Or we could just keep the earth clean.
Yeah, good luck with that.
All right.
Did that hurt?
Next topic.
Did that hurt?
Subject.
It's going to get me in your head the next time you're driving.
God. McLean & Company. Let's get on to these guys. They identify key HR trends for 2025.
Okay.
Right? Because why not?
Ooh.
Trend reports are starting to fly.
Yeah.
So they released a report that highlights priorities for HR in 2025, which focused on evolving leadership skills, improving data proficiency, and addressing workforce well-being amid all of the economic pressures. So,
right.
3 key things that I pulled out of here. Don't necessarily have a lot of thoughts on this one today, but it just, I did when I read it, not now that we're littering. Leadership skills. So
it's going to be in your head, dude.
It is. Most leaders at 73% think they need to improve their skills to handle the future of work. I like that.
Who doesn't? I mean, that's 27%, right? Who doesn't think they need to improve? I want to meet those dudes.
That 27% of people that are going to fail their companies.
Okay. You're probably right. Actually, you're probably right on that. That's just they've given up. They're retiring. Got it.
Yeah. So using better data. So there's only a small number of HR teams. It was 29% that said they're good at making decisions based on data. So most companies have the data or have some data or a form of data, but they're still relying on themselves and conversations in their gut to make their decisions, which is why number 1 exists in leadership skills. But the 27% of people that don't think they need better leadership skills is probably the 29% in 2. And then the economic challenges with the economy being shaken, 70% of people think it's the biggest risk to keeping workers happy and healthy. So those are the three trends that not the 3, there were more. Those are the 3 that I picked out of the report. But check it out. It's at McLean & Company. You can check it out. You just go to their website. You'll find it.
Love it.
Basic.
All right. 2 research stories left. Keeping pace with evolving technology trends and employee needs, 75% of people leaders struggle to meet employees' needs and evolving business objectives with their HR strategy. This was on a company called Aconso. So aconso.com. This tracks. So first of all, 75% tracks for me. It's a high number, but it tracks for me. And what I see in 75% is burnout and retirement, because it's not a winnable game. And I think that's heartbreaking, because we got a lot of friends in HR and HR leadership, and everything's moving beneath their feet. The expectations are going through the roof, and it's not fun. And I think the job itself, whether or not it's chief people officer, chief human resource officer, whatever you want to call it, the person that manages talent, chief talent officer, if you will, the game's got to be fun on some level. HR historically has not rewarded experimentation. No. They have to get it right. And the problem with that is because there's so much change, they can't get it right, because there's no such thing as right. There's right now, but there is no right. There's no wrong. There's no right. Mm-hmm. And so I think, like marketers, the beauty of marketing is, and sales, you can just throw shit against the wall. If it doesn't work, all right, change it.
Yeah. I think you're going to start to see this more, though.
Yeah.
I think
I know.
historically, HR was HR, right?
Right.
It was a personnel department. You went there for a
Correct.
reason, and that was it. It was like a lawyer. You don't
Right.
want your lawyer coming in and being fucking goofy.
You don't want to talk to these people.
No, yeah. You don't want your doctor to come in and be a goofball, right? You want them to come in, be stark, like, hey, look.
Flip-flops.
Yeah, like, yeah, you want them to be the position, right? It's not like a marketer
Right.
who's like, yeah, I put green here and red here. Like, yeah, but now I think that changes. I think now the way society is now and the way workplace is now, I think that changes. I think HR has become more creative.
They have to.
They have to be to keep the employees, because HR is no longer just about pushing paper and process, right? It's about people, right? There's a whole other half of that. So I don't think compliance isn't going to get creative, and they probably shouldn't.
It should.
But
No,
the
it's-
other half can, and I think that's where we're going to see this
Now,
kick in.
which I agree with you, by the way. That begs the question, do those leaders have creative abilities? Or,
I think so.
and or, will the leadership, the rest of the leadership team, allow them to fail? Because creativity
I think so. I think they have the creativity. I think they've never been able to use it.
Okay.
And those that don't are going to get pushed out anyhow. So
There you
it's
go.
just,
You're
yeah, times are changing, baby.
pushed out. You're right. I just wouldn't have used that term.
There
All
you
right,
go.
so let me run this one past you, and this is the last one for research. 93% of Gen Z workers use at least 2 AI tools a week, according to new research from Google Workspace, which is cool, and the Harris Poll. So you can find this research on Google Cloud PressCorner.com. So this is based on a survey of over 1,000 U.S.-based knowledge workers ages 22 to 39.
Mhm.
Currently hold or aspire to leadership positions at work, young leaders. There are so many good stats. I mean, when looking at this report, this is just one that I pulled out. Go and look at this research because it is really, really good. Another stat that stuck out to me is that 87% of respondents believe that AI can make them more comfortable composing lengthy emails on their phones. The reason that stuck out with me, for me, is Gen Z hates email. And if it can help them get over that hump of hating email to then using email, it'll help the rest of the organization.
I think they secretly like email.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I know. Mine, they, yeah. What I don't want to get to though is, this is the boomer in me, right? It's don't want AI generated emails all of the time, because even if you can't tell, like I want to know that I'm communicating with my coworker.
Well, I have to correct Grammarly pretty much everything I compose on wherever it is, because it takes my voice out. It corrects it to what it it should be, but it dampens my voice, and I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit. No,
You're not correcting Grammarly. Grammarly is correcting you. You're bringing it back and making it stupider.
I've never said ducking in my entire life, and never will outside of this conversation.
This is where stupider becomes a word. You're making Grammarly stupider.
Don't take my voice away from me.
All right, man. Let's talk some money.
Dollar bills.
Funding. Yeah, we got some funding here. So, all right, Blue Spine raises $7.2 million in seed funding. This is a cool play for me. This is AI managing the claims process to prevent overbilling and ensure that the negotiated rates are actually paid. Right. So this is like, coding errors from humans or machines, doesn't matter. Or, you're at the office like, oh, well, negotiated rate is $25 and we're going to bill $65 because we can, and they never check. So case study that they ran with a client. So they ran through 130,000 claims. 130,000 claims were analyzed.
Claims.
So total value was $43 million in total value, and $4.9 million in coding errors were found.
10%?
Yeah, roughly
Ish.
9%, 10%, $9 million or 4.9, sorry, in coding errors that would have not been found before. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
10%. 10%.
Yeah.
And again, I think you're spot on. No one goes back and looks at those things.
No.
No one goes back and looks at how much was actually charged. So I love this software play. I'm with you.
Yeah. I want to use it for me. For no reason.
Soda Health, SODA Health, closes an oversubscribed 50 million Series B to scale its smart benefits operating system. So this is at sodahealth.com. You can kind of look them up. Basically what Soda Health does, it does a lot of things. It's benefits optimization.
Okay.
So it goes into all your benefits and looks at consumption. It looks at what got used. So it's looking backwards. And it helps you then prescribe what needs to happen next year based on what happened in the previous quarter, year, whatever the bid is, based on age group, based on all the data that they have. Here's the benefits that you should subscribe to. Also, here's the benefits that you have employees, use them. So it also does that as well. Anyhow, raised 50 million, good for them. I love the play. Anything to get more out of the benefits we already have.
Yeah.
Check.
And we're seeing a lot of this now. A lot of these types of plays now, because you always said benefit's not a benefit, right? Unless it's used. And I look back to when I had corporate coverage. I didn't know what the hell. Like if I went to the doctor, I was lucky.
Yeah.
But I still paid for it.
Right.
And I didn't know. Where I'm like,
You had a
I
card
can
in
go to
your
the
wallet.
gym. Yeah, I can go to the gym and get reimbursed, But outside of that, I've got no clue. Anyhow,
I do believe that actually AI will help that. I do believe, with whether or not that's Soda or somebody else, this little, like you said, this little agent that's running right along with you is basically saying, hey, you kind of seem a little bit down. You have an EAP for mental health, right?
Right.
Here's the link. I'll schedule an appointment, whatever the bid is.
So, all right, another one. I'm going to mispronounce these guys. Socium? SOCIUM. Oh, they raised $5 million in a seed round. This is a French company. This is an HRIS, right? So nothing off the wall crazy. Young company. They have 100 plus user companies. They're in 15 countries. 1,000 employees are managed under their software. It's a young startup. Very crowded in this world. So I'm curious to see really what they're doing different to come in. It's kind of like building another ATS. It's always a need for it, I guess. But
HR in France and Germany it's almost impossible. So even if they just fix and they do it in France and Germany,
right,
they'll be winning. They'll be acquired.
So there you go.
Good for them.
Congrats.
Ryan, in Mexico's tense job market, Minu, they take on employee benefits, including financial wellness, by raising $30 million in new funding. So it's on TechCrunch, actually. So you go to TechCrunch and put in Minu, MINU, and I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, of course.
Maybe.
But my take on this is I love this because when you think of Mexico, and of course I'm a Texan, so this could be different for people in different parts of the country. But when I think of Mexico, I don't think of mental health, financial wellness, or physical wellness. No hate. But from an HR perspective, Central and South America are laggards.
Right.
In my humble opinion. And if somebody disagrees with that or thinks I'm being racist or some shit like that, prove me wrong. Like, show me somewhere in Central and South America where, not just where we are in the U.S., but beyond where we are. Right. And I don't think it exists. So yeah, I like this play. I love that first of all, I was shocked when I came across the story. I'm like, what? Like, is that New Mexico? No, It's actually Mexico proper. So good for them, good for their customers.
There you go. All right. So I threw this one in because I had some questions about it.
All right, bring it.
I like the play. It's like physical therapy. It's remote healthcare, physical therapy at a lower cost, right? So you can go on, you have your physical therapist, interactive assessment, low cost, $150 a month a user type thing. The company's called Include Health, and they just did a Series C raise of $5 million.
That's a low number for Series C.
And that's why I included it, right? I mean, look, you can look at it a couple different ways, but Series C 5, I mean, why? Like why only 5 million? I don't think there's a lot of push there. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. It's somebody's dream.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, why 5 million, right? I mean, all the limitations there are pretty crazy.
We see usually in the 40, 30, 40, $50 million range.
100 million, yeah, it's up there. Yeah.
So 5 million, that could be an aggressive way to kind of keep your cap table. Basically you do another round of funding, but you don't give away a lot of your equity. So it could be that.
Then you're messing with a Series D, right? And
That's
your
right.
valuations and all that BS.
That's right.
Yeah, it's interesting. But I like the play.
I do too. I love remote healthcare.
Yeah, I like the play.
I actually use it. I use Doxy, DOXY.me for my pharmacologist, and I love it. Like I get to see him, and we go through stuff, and it's just it's easy. Shit.
Nice. Well, there we go.
Stretch Dollar raises $6 million to fix benefits for small businesses. I know you're going to like this one. So that's Stretch Dollar, as you would spell it, .com. So you can go into their press center, see all that bit. A much needed solution for a group that isn't targeted as much by work tech. As we've talked about several times, most work tech, they go to the enterprise. Biggest companies, largest companies, etc. So I see a lot of partnerships in their future. I don't know if they have to go to direct. In fact, I'd probably advise them not to go to direct. And I think, again, almost everybody that targets the SMB, like Xerox or, ADP, the SBA, Chamber of Commerce, anybody that's already interacting with that world is now a partner or could be a partner. So I love this. So Stretch Dollar, $6 million. Congratulations to them.
Nice.
But more importantly, congratulations for the target market that they're going after.
Yeah. SMBs are well underserved, and I like the name too.
Yeah.
I like the name.
I think that'll actually resonate with the buyers, the owners.
Yeah.
Typically. Yeah.
Stretch that dollar, baby.
Get it?
All right. Coach Hub is my final funding for today. Coach Hub secured $40 million growth financing facility. So Coach Hub, which is a digital coaching platform. They received the funding from HSBC in the UK.
Yeah.
Right? Is that right?
That's true.
Yeah. So we talked about these guys 6 months ago or so.
Right.
But and I liked them ever since. I got to clear my throat. I got a little frog today. I've liked them ever since. Actually, a couple years back, we were at HR Tech, and it was just all learning.
Yeah.
Like anywhere you looked was learning. And ever since then, I've kind of been partially fascinated with it. But now with AI and the ability to do things with coaching, I've kind of fallen in love with the industry, which is why I've included it here.
Well, and I read the similar article on them. Love coaching, especially coaching with intent to develop skills. So to give the audience a little bit of background, they've got currently 3,500 certified business coaches in 90 countries offering coaching sessions in over 80 languages to more than 1,000 enterprise clients across 6 continents. And for those keeping track at home, total funding for Coach Hub is now $330 million. But like just the numbers, what I just spit to you, like, okay, that's legit, man. That's covering the world. So I love it. I love the play. And again, I like coaching in general.
Yeah.
Coaching tech in general.
Yeah.
So good. Congratulations to them.
So you don't take coaching. You like the tech.
I would never be coached. I'm uncoachable. I like others to be coached. Does that make sense?
There you go.
I need other people to be coached up, but yeah, I could. I don't have a mentor. I don't have a coach. Fuck it. So Talentum, Talent, Talentum. Anyhow, from Sweden. So fuck knows how it's actually pronounced. They secured 3.5 million. Talentium. Oh, good
it's
job.
Like Talenio, but Talentium.
Oh man, my heart. Anyhow, 3.5 million euros to revolutionize recruitment with AI-powered platform. This is on founderstoday.news. Much of what I love. Okay, so why I included this? Throw a dart and you can find a recruiting solution. But what I like about this particular play, outside of the name being hard for me to pronounce, is much of the solution is prompt based. So it's the OpenAI, it's ChatGPT, it's Gemini. It's thinking of like its interface. It's not the standard interfaces that you and I have dealt with for 100 years. And so I like that part of it. It's like, okay, so it might do some of the same things that we see other tools do.
Mm-hmm.
But the interface, the way it interfaces with the candidate or with the hiring manager or the recruiter, that interface is different.
Right.
So,
which I think makes a significant difference in adoption later today and in the next couple of years.
I think the more we use ChatGPT and tools like that, the more we're going to want that in the other parts of our lives.
I don't use Google. I have not used Google. It's probably been a couple of months.
Yeah. Well,
I just haven't. It's just not interesting to me anymore.
There's no need to. Anyhow, Talentium, congratulations. 3.5 million in euros. Boom.
And we're done. There we go. So thank you all so much for listening. We really appreciate it.
100%.
Like us, subscribe, review us if you could. And we will see you next time.